Deuces.
You got 30 seconds left in the 3-bet Twitter contest of the day. Who is going to win? Tweet at 3Bet Clothing at Tuck on Sports. And then the contest is closed.
Also, you definitely want to hop in that competition. The 3Bet Clothing is super comfortable.
It's actually pretty cool stuff, yeah. They gave me a sweatshirt, and I know how comfortable it is because I got a sweatshirt from them, and my girl liked it so much, I'm pretty sure she shrunk it on purpose so she could wear it. So, you know, she wears it all the time.
That.
Yeah. Ace-high flop, 2 spades. It looks like Galfond was the original raiser. Bronstein called in the hijack. Bonwari checks out of the big blind, so it's now Galfond. All these 3 players under their starting stacks.
Bonwari seems to be defending his big blind relatively wide, which is probably good. Phil, when he raises under the gun, this flop is usually going to be
So
great
who
one
is
to
the
c-bet.
button here? So Dylan must have
This
been
is a raise from Galfond.
Yeah, so this is like a pretty sweet squeeze spot for. Wait, what?
For Bonwari?
No. Who was on the button here?
Nobody's on the button actually. It's
but
under the
who
gun.
folded the button?
Dylan. It goes hijack, cut off.
Right. Yeah. So
Dylan folded.
This is like the 2nd or 3rd squeeze spot that Dylan's had on the button that he's passed on. So it's like if in the future Dylan squeezes in later position, we're gonna like be more inclined to think his range is like less garbage.
That's true, but at the same time, you don't want to just squeeze with no equity at all. Like, we don't know what he's been getting dealt. He could be getting like 6-3 offsuit, but like, you know, we haven't seen him like muck a 9-7 suited where there's some good
exactly.
equity.
Yeah, so it's like.
Caitlin, I want to ask you this though. Okay,
it's all about bays, right? Like
we got
you have to just like start building inferences. Like you don't know it for sure, but like you're just like, okay, I like have some.
We'll find out whenever someone
hang on a second, guys.
We get some whole card feeds.
I got a question for you. If Galfond's open into the gun, now most players obviously you give them a little bit of a little less of a range when they're raising under the gun, but Galfond can certainly be pretty wide there.
I mean,
but when
Bronstein
calls though, can't Bronstein be flatting actually with a pretty strong hand, hoping that somebody to set up the squeeze because it is a good squeeze spot?
Yeah, Bronstein
that would be pretty ambitious because nobody has squeezed there's been one squeeze the entire final table, so it would be like pretty ambitious to think that like this is the time that somebody's going to squeeze with like Jack 5 suited.
I think if Bronstein was flatting strong, it's not because he wants to induce a raise behind him, but just that he wants to keep his range balanced.
Exactly.
He's been pretty tight, and if he were to 3-bet Phil here pre-flop, I think Phil would let go of a lot of hands. So
hands that you might actually dominate.
Yeah, so I think.
Well, then, like, are you saying he should be like 3-betting like 7-8 then?
Yeah, well, I mean, theoretically, that would be a good idea, but Phil just calls and plays post-flop so often that, you know, everyone's afraid to do that.
Right, yeah.
Galfond bets, Bronstein quickly calls. Cards on their back. Let's see what they've got. And it looks like Galfond's got the best of it. Bronstein folds. And we see a king.
Probably ace-king, or either
king 10, so he makes the flush.
Oh, wow.
King 10 of spades.
So Noah had ace-x, probably an ace-jack hand.
Let's see the action. Also, I think Phil opening under the gun there is not necessarily, like I think it's pretty wide, not just because he's playing a lot of hands, but because when you open, like the 2 players you're most likely to play the pot against are the player on the button and the player in the big blind. And so he's perceiving that Dylan has been very tight, so Dylan's on the button, so there's like a decent chance he gets through. And then